Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I've got some of my new purchases from the Denver show, October 2023, and I'm pretty excited about this group of stuff. It's going to be all over the place, and the prices I throw out here should be pretty close to what we'll be asking for them on the website, but all over the place, like I said. We're going to have fun. I had some stuff that I experimented with on this trip and or am experimenting with, and that's not like Boulder stuff. I'm just saying like there's certain things in here. You'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit here. This is a fun 1905. One of the few coins that really is a double-headed coin. United States of America. $1. The Lewis and Clark piece. They made these in 1904 and 05. Made just over 10,000 pieces of these guys. And this is really unusual because almost all of them come in 64, 65, 66. And it's actually really hard to find one graded 63. And this is still a very attractive piece. Of course, the side with the date gets to be called the head. Heads and tails, obverse, reverse. Lewis and Clark Expedition. Yeah. What a pretty piece. This one's running about $11.50 on that. And like I said, usually you'll see these in higher grades, and all of a sudden they're like 3 or 4 times the money once you see them in the higher grade. Lovely piece. Nothing distracting about this piece. In fact, it's interesting that it's only a 63, because it just has, I think right on this side here, you've got just a little bit of maybe some minor hairlines on the cheek, but the fields are super nice. Cool coin for the commem collector. Finally one that's not $3,000. Has anyone seen The Far Side about Lewis and Clark? Just an open-ended question. Okay, my experimentation begins. This is my experimentation. So, this coin I paid like MS-67 money for, and so it's really strange. It's an experiment for me. I decided just to have something that's kind of a higher end. Old Rattler with the gold bean. It's a part of the marketplace, like it or not, and so I'm just trying to see what the market is on these. Took a flyer on this coin, and so it's going to be trading at about $600 on this guy. Really a lovely coin, and a better date for a Washington quarter. And so it's unknown whether 5 or 6 or 7 years from now, whether or not the whole holder sticker combination holds up over time, what that market looks like. But currently these things are pretty popular, and it's a pretty coin. Speaking of pretty coins, here we have an 1869 mostly red cent. So earlier copper trades a lot of times based on the color. And so this is graded red-brown, 65 red-brown by NGC, and has the CAC sticker. It is almost entirely red on the obverse. The reverse is where you get some of the browning, especially on the left half of this coin, and the right half looks a lot more red. And so this guy is pretty tough. This is a $1,200 coin, and something that I decided to pick up just because I loved the color on it, especially on the obverse where it is mostly red. Really hard to get nicer grade copper coins with good color, and even that little CAC sticker. Next up we have the 1911 D. This is the rare date on your 2.5s with the strong D. Now this coin is graded by PCGS, and where's my D at? There's my D. Strong D right down there in the corner by the edge of the fasces. That's the thing that the eagle's standing on there. And this coin, AU Details, very attractive coin still, and a very expensive coin still. This coin's right around $3,000 even with the cleaning. Sometimes you'll see them really harshly cleaned. This one is a little bright, has definitely been cleaned. You know, it kind of, even on these Incuse coins, you want to see a little bit more luster when you get it at a sharp angle. So that's from cleaning on that. But it is the key date for anyone who's trying to do an 11, trying to do a 2.5 Indian set, and you need that 11D. It's a pretty tough coin. Here's a fun little type coin in an old green holder. This 1850 seated half dime with real strong luster. This is PCGS graded 64. And these things are very hard to see up close and personal. This guy is about 750 on this bad boy, but really a pretty coin overall. I liked it, you know, sometimes on these smaller pieces, I've seen a lot of seated dimes, like at this last show where I got this from, where they have a lot of toning to them, but they're just not attractive. And but I really liked this coin overall. I thought it had a nice eye appeal to it, a good overall look, nice luster to it still. Fun little type coin, so anyone who's putting together a little type set might need that. I picked up some 10 Indians, always a popular coin. Lovely, lovely coin. This 1910 is from the Denver Mint, PCGS graded MS63. And these coins jump a lot in price point once you get into the higher grades. The mint marks on these guys also similar to the 2.5 Indian, the eagle on the fasces, and then the mint mark over here at the edge. What do you call that? 7 o'clock, I guess. Pushing 8. Well, let's call it 7:30. And always a handsome coin, amongst my favorite designs, especially in higher grade, but of course in any grade they're lovely coins. This guy here is about $1,600 in the marketplace today, but really, really a beautiful coin. And then I have the follow-up of the sibling here, the 1911, which is graded MS61. This is a $1,300 type coin, so a little bit less. You'll see between the two of them, they're both very attractive coins. It's almost really hard to even see here, but like if you look at the luster in front of the Liberty face there, you'll see like little scattered marks on the 1911 here. I think that's probably what's bringing it down. So you have a lot of little just scuffiness, but even then, you know, they're not what I would call distracting. You can see a couple of the marks there, bringing the grade back down again. But once again, look at the detail on how those coins were made. You know, the feathers all the way into the Liberty cap with the flowing hair. Just a lovely, lovely design. You guys already all know I could look at coins all day, but really those 10 Indians, I just feel like I could really look at all day. Speaking of things I could look at all day, all right, so this was something I popped off on, which was either brilliant or a mistake, but brilliant is the coin. You're looking at something that is a very, very tough coin to find, but also, would I be dumb to call a coin this expensive a value at $5,500? This is an 1882 $1 gold piece in a 63 cameo holder with the CAC sticker. They only made 125 of these, and it's really amazing to me on some of these earlier coins how, I'm going to say, affordable they are. And once again, we're talking about a really expensive coin here, but you know, overall, when I think about how much people spend on coins that have really high populations, but you know, it's a very tough, desirable series to get, versus a coin like this where they only made 125, and there's probably 50 known. So you have a lot of little mixed scattered marks in the field there. You know, on that soft gold finish, you know, the sensitive proof finish. But the cameo look, it, you know, from here it's $1 million, right? I mean, that look overall, and the coin looks really good in hand. and it's definitely fun. This is the Type 3 Princess Gold dollar piece. I almost said Princess Peach. Princess Peach is priceless. Speaking of 63 cameos, I really felt like getting this coin also because, once again, like that Lewis and Clark, you know, when you can find a coin that has a little bit lower grade, you know, usually it'll drop the price a little bit for you. And for the collector who's trying to find something that they want for their typeset or for a date set, either way, but sometimes finding the lower grade coin is actually harder to do, especially on proof coins from this vintage. Because what happens is you find coins that are either like proof details, in other words, they've got damage, or you find coins that are proof 66 and they're out of your price range. So it's kind of fun on, you know, this coin here or that coin, depending on your budget and what you're shopping for, or the Lewis and Clark, you know, to find a coin that's actually a nice grade, that actually is not the super high grade or not a problem coin, is kind of fun. So this is a proof 63 cameo, and it's really a nice coin. It almost needs, if I say the word out loud, I might get in trouble, not from YouTube, but from you all Yinzers. So it's something that looks like it could use a little bit of restoration. There's a little bit of haze to the left side, especially of Liberty, but this Barber is a beautiful coin for a 3, and it's got the cameo look. You can see it's got a little bit of haze also on this bottom part of the coin here, from like roughly 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock rock. But really, really lovely coin for the grade and also for the type. So if somebody's looking for that type coin, that's a fun one. Okay, speaking of experimenting, terrible segue because we were talking about experimenting like 6 coins ago. This coin was also an experiment, just like the CAC gold bean was for me. This coin is actually graded PL, 65 PL. It's actually in a little bit older holder too. It's like the thin-edged kind. I don't know, those are from the late 90s or early 2000s. But I have no idea if this coin will sell anywhere near the price point that I'm into it for. But I've never seen a Prooflike Kamem from this time period. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to have to try that coin and just see. So it's trading at about $500, and it's not for everyone. It's definitely for someone who's just looking for a specialty item, 65 PL. And most people, if you're putting together Kamems, you're not really looking for a PL coin. But I just thought this was kind of radical to see something in a different type of holder I hadn't seen before. So I went ahead and said, you know what, I'll try that, and we'll see what happens. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Fun with coins, guys. And speaking of fun, speaking of more proofs, more color, more fun, better ingredients, better coins. All right, so this 1 cent piece, I got to get the long view here. Older NGC fatty with the embossed back. So this coin is actually graded 65 red, but then it's got, you know, it's toned over to this really interesting gold tone. And I thought the coin was really pretty overall. You know, I think in my mind, it's not the type of thing that you can really send to CAC because it's technically not red anymore. So they probably wouldn't sticker it. But, you know, surface quality in these old fatties, the surface quality is very, very good. In other words, the surface quality is probably a little bit nicer than a 5 would be traditionally, or currently, maybe we'll say. I guess this is the older holder, so this is the traditionally. But the coin in hand looks really cool. And so this guy, let me try to remember what I just did with this. He's here somewhere. This is $1,200 on this guy. Once again, it's still selling or trading as though it's a red or a 5+, but you know, it's a really attractive piece. Kind of fun. Back to the beach, y'all. We're going to go with this older Kamem that everybody needs in their set. A Spanish Trail. This is the toughie, along with the Hawaii. United States of America. One of my favorite designs, by the way. I tend to really be drawn towards coins that have kind of that open space that they use. You know, it just kind of adds something. You know, the surface of these coins are cool because it's not like that flat disc domed look. It actually has just a little bit of a wrinkle to it. You know, it doesn't look perfectly smooth. And I find those just really attractive. This is a Spanish Trail MS66 by NGC. Actual price is $1,900 on this guy. Also, the back of this coin, really cool. Old Spanish Trail. Let's take a look at the use of lettering, space, fonts, and also, you know, here's El Paso, the Old Spanish Trail. You guys can tell me which cities it's stopping in there, because I don't know, not offhand. 1535 to 1935. You know, I don't think of Tallahassee or wherever we are over here and into Alabama and whatnot when I think of the Old Spanish Trail. But I do think of places like El Paso, where I fell in love with the Mexican girl. Beautiful coin, though, really tough for anyone who's looking for it. Something that I thought was definitely worth putting into inventory, because I haven't had one for quite some time. Speaking of experimenting, did I do that again? So this 1930S is, I think it's a top pop or near a top pop. This is a 67, PCGS 67 with the CAC sticker on it. And really has a fun tone to it. Very, very cool looking coin overall. Probably has a good true view. You know, super original look to it. Not listed as full bands, not full bands, but close to full bands. You can see the line mostly going through the center of that one middle band on the fascies there. If you were drinking every time I said fascies today, folks, don't drive. So who knew how often you could say fascies in one episode? MS67 CAC, this is a $1,900 coin. Definitely a registry set type coin for someone who's looking for that type of thing. I might as well stay with the other Mercury dime that I picked up, which had even a more stunning look to it, in my opinion. This one is actually a 66 plus, but the eye appeal on this coin is off the hizzy. This 28S, this is $1,100 on this guy. One of these two I think was a top pop with like a pop of 10 and none finer. I think it was that 67. You know, both lovely coins. This coin though kind of just stopped me in my tracks when I saw it. Visually compelling with the all of the toning and stuff going on here. Yeah, I liked this coin. You know, you can see the fields really almost are Prooflike on the obverse. Just a high luster, we'll put it that way. And you can see I was talking about how the other one, it looked like the bands were split or almost split. And on this one, you can see that center band has no splitting at all. So there's different degrees of that, but this one's really pretty. Just not split. Not split. Last but not least, I looked at a lot of piece dollars, me and Jamie, who was there with me. And, you know, I've been looking at a lot of piece dollars just to try to get a feel for what they're calling 4s, 5s, and 6s. And so I was really excited about this coin. It's a 35S MS65, and you know, I looked at a lot of 65s, and I looked at some 66s, and I partially shook my head because I was like, man, these coins don't look as nice. A lot of the 6s that I saw were not very attractive coins, which was weird. But this coin was a good one. 65. This one is 1,600 on this guy, MS65, and in my opinion, this coin is really top. I had compared it to a lot of other coins that we looked at, and this one was definitely more attractive than most all the other 5s. And it's a little better date. So also a lot of the 5s that we saw were 1920, 1924s, 1925s. So to see a 35S and 65, I decided this is a quality coin. I'm going to go ahead and put it in inventory. All right, guys, we'll keep tuning in for more later. We're going to look at, I think, another group of economy coins coming down the road here. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. I've been the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by looking. I don't know what I'm doing here anymore, guys. I'm going to go take a nap. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.